What is up, guys? Welcome to this Annie Friday, Anime Friday, whatever the hell I'm calling this now. Anyways, this is the once a month open mic night. So if you want to, I am about to throw that link into chat and pin it to the top. And if you would like to come in, then feel free. Oh, but I'm up to talking about anything. You can bring any topic you wish, but I'm going to mainly go with what makes an anime fan. So, let's see. Tits, what are you confused about? I need to know, what are you confused about? But yeah, what does make an anime fan? I've especially in the last couple of months with the One Piece live action coming out and being pretty successful, along with what is it, the Attack on Titan just ending. I can say that yes, both have made newer or have gotten people aware of anime, but I just I'm not convinced that it's making them into anime fans. And I think this is a question that just about anyone can ask for a fandom. Like what actually makes you a fan? Is it how much you watch, how long you've been a fan? Because everyone's got to start somewhere, right? Like no one starts off being a fan of anything. You kind of got to find something that you like and then find the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and then you kind of wind up where I'm at with everything. And like I don't care for too much mainstream anime. In all honesty, I've been having a blast this year watching newer anime. It's really been helping introduce me to, and not that I thought anime was getting stale, but it helped introduce me to things that I would probably never watch, even though I'm staying within my niche. Like I have the animes that I love. I've watch a couple episodes back when I did my top 10 list. Those are animes that I've watched more than once and will probably continue to watch them when I just want to watch something good. Forgive me. I need to make some G Fuel. What makes an anime fan? Surviving 80s anime, or as I like to call it, the decade of Hinti. Hinti. Yeah. That decade was very questionable. But don't get me wrong, tits. I love 80s animes. Like, so much good stuff comes from the 80s. Hell, when I was trying to find newer stuff to watch, the 80s is right where I went to. Because, that is such a lost decade for me. Because, I was born at the end of the 80s. So, I didn't get to experience any of the good, fun '80s animes or shows or what was anime then, or really what was the '80s. So like a lot of my raising and upbringing as far as pop culture is concerned is definitely more '90s focused and centric. The beauty of anime is that literally the, can't read. The beauty of anime is that they're literally something for everyone. It is, but I I feel that anime is like we still have those people, like a large group, or the mentality of that people want to be liked. Not that that's not everybody, but we will anime fans. Sup, Alex Moore? How you doing, man? Like, we are so willing to accept that if you watched, like, so you have your Ghibli fans. Are Ghibli movies even really anime? Uh, you know, uh, I could argue that they're just. I mean, they're beautiful, but I'm not here to argue if they're anime or not. But I like I said, I've watched a lot of creators over the last week or two, and it's not even just them; it's older people as well. That they every time that there's some new popular hit show, like so the big three: Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. I'm sure there's people out there that would say that those three shows brought tons of people to loving anime. I really don't think it did. And unfortunately, there's not a metric that I think we could use. I guess if we dug deep, we could use like manga sales and anime sales and stuff and see if they went up after these shows have existed. But I also don't feel that that's a good metric, because of course it's going to go up, because the the sales of those particular shows would make anime and manga go up in sales, just them alone. But it's like industry wide, is are people watching more anime, or are they just watching these same shows? You know, and that's what I'm saying is a fan of Naruto that has just watched Naruto and never ventures outside of it. Is that really an anime fan, or are they just a fan of Naruto? Same for Bleach and blah 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 down the line. And I think this line of thinking can be used for really just about any fandom. Like, are Star Wars fans really fans of sci-fi? You know, and that's what I really like to try to do on this channel is, I have my favorites, obviously. Everyone's going to have their own favorites, but overall, I want the industry of anime to grow and for people to enjoy anime as a whole. Because, I mean, anime is getting more mainstream every year that it goes by. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen is having a ton of people watch it, even though that it's a mid-tier show. So you miss 15% interest rate, 11% inflation, and working brute force jobs for 285 an hour. Oh yeah, I lost where you were going with that. The '80s wasn't all raisins and rainbows. I remember working as a circuit vet, large breed. Oh wow, 800 a week. Hey, that's pretty good, because that's about where I'm at now, to be honest with you. Although with bills and everything else on top of that, it seems like it does not go as far as it really should. Hell, when I was working at Walmart, I was making only like 3 to 4 every 2 weeks. And Jesus Christ, I don't understand how we survived on that back then. But we did. Because why? People are survivors. But yeah, I mean that's what I'm really curious about is there a quantifiable way to say that yes, you're an anime fan? Because again, for like some of us old heads, like me and like yourself and like many others, that's been watching anime and consuming it for a very long time. Like how do you determine if somebody's a fan? And honestly, I've got very low criteria myself for if someone's a fan, because I'm kind of just like, if a show got you in, then I'm going to, be your guide if you ask me where something else, like what other animes are out there that are like this. And that's one reason why I try to, like, again, back to this year, definitely expanding my viewing knowledge. I try to know as much anime as I can, so that way I can give the best, like put the best anime out there. And that's why I kind of look back at the anime kind of like having criteria when it comes to referring stuff, like getting rid of the kind of the anime tropes. And you bringing up the 80s, the 80s definitely had a more sexy era of anime. I mean, it's still there kind of in today's, but it's not as blatant as it was in 80s anime. And I think that was one thing that, going from the 80s to the 90s, when there was a boom to anime, that they started dialing it back a little. And I think there are things that we're going to lose that exist within anime today. Not to bring up a already hot topic that I know of, but lolly. You know, I understand it. I understand some people's, I guess, defense of it. But it's one of those traits that are tropes that I think we will lose within anime. And in all honesty, I'm not really against it, because there's things about anime that are just too weird to really explain, and really there's no solid defense. Like, the defense of lolly is that it's just short girls, right? Well, unfortunately, there are animes that is not always the case. And then, even if it is the case, like, best example I got is Dance in the Vampire Bun, where the main lolly girl is a 400-year-old vampire, but she, if I remember right, she is topless, at least, for a good bit of that anime. But it's how do you really defend that? Because I mean, you can't show that to somebody that's kind of normal or just getting into anime and say, hey, yeah, no, she's a 400-year-old vampire, it's okay. I mean, short girls exist in real life. I mean, my wife is under 5'5", so you know, short girls exist, and they should exist in anime. But with the way that the characters are drawn within anime, it's it's one of those things that I think is just going to fall by the wayside, along with kind of these anime being really about these high school stories. Not that I think the high schooler idea is, or the high schooler character is going to go away, but I think probably in the future we'll start seeing kind of more adult characters take up the roles that we now have, even though it's going to look weird for like I mean, you wouldn't want to see someone like me with a long beard and crow's feet and stuff, doing the kind of these lovey stories and have this really smooth out skin. Although they're getting better about handling older characters within anime. Hey, the whole can miss me completely. Yeah, yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's anime is for the Japanese culture, and just because I enjoy it, do I really have a right to tell them what to do with their shows? And no, not really. I get that it's for an anime centric crowd, but at the same time, the I know the industry is trying to grow outside of just Japan, because it, for a long time now the anime industry hasn't really been sustainable as far as how it makes money. I'm still not exactly sure how it makes all of its money, but it's it's like a few articles I've read in the last week have really made me start to kind of worry for anime as a whole. And as bad as I hate to say it, Crunchyroll, it's not going to be its saving grace, but depending on the deals that it makes and what it can do, we might see it kind of be sustained for a little while longer. There definitely needs to be more diversity outside of just Crunchyroll as a streaming service, and Crunchyroll definitely needs to die. I mean, personally, I think the whole Western dubbing industry kind of needs to be put 6 foot under, because dubs are just trash. Like I don't see how it's helping the anime industry to have bad dubs. As long as it doesn't oh man, I don't think you're going to be happy about some of the stuff coming out. There are two two. What was I going to say? There are two shows that are coming out that what was it? I think one. Where's my Twitter at? I definitely like too much stuff when it pertains to anime. I guess I didn't put it out there. Damn it. What did I do with it? I took a picture of it. That's right. Let's see. I'll share it, and it'll just be my post. Yeah, so this one. Chubby girl mystery romance plus size misadventures in love by Mama Kaori is getting a TV anime adaptation. After a failed suicide attempt, a chubby girl with severe self hatred issues wakes up with retrograde amnesia Now with a completely different character. So there's this, and then there was another one that I I'm missing. Uh, I don't think I like and shared it though, so it's gonna be difficult to find. Oh, Yakusha by Yu Tagashi, 50 million copies, including digital in circulation for the whole series. Nice. Where the hell was it? Anyways, there was another weird one that I seen that I was like, huh, this is very reminiscent of what is going on in the West right now with its comics. But I mean, like you said earlier, it's oh, here it is. Plus size misadventures in love TV anime announced. So we got this, and then there's the one from last week about uh, a world where guys can get pregnant. You know, not the most original of stories, but it does exist. So, but I mean, it's what you were saying, Tits, is that there's anime and manga for everyone because there's just so much of it that really I couldn't see a reason why people wouldn't be fans of anime. But you know, if you watch some people that aren't just talking about anime, it definitely it becomes a taste thing. I think not the dubbing industry, the localization. Yeah, yeah, okay, localizers. Yeah. What is going to hurt the anime industry is how Japan is changing the taxing of. Yeah, yeah, I read an article about that. And then plus we've got so I think you were here a couple weeks ago when I talked about anime industry in crisis or whatever the heck that article was called, and about someone at, was it Project IG or Gainax? I'm might be misremembering which studio. It was one of the. It was the people that did Kill a Kill. Trigger. There we go. And talking about how there are still studios that are black, which in Japan, black meaning that they are abusive companies. And coming from the articles that we've seen this week, Mappa seems to be one of those companies. Definitely. I mean, I've been watching the season 2 Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's like the animation is damn good. I just wish the story was better, because really there's no story in JJK. I've got to go back and finish up Attack on Titan because they were the ones that did this final season. But yeah, Mappa is apparently, from what some of the workers on Twitter are saying, they're being very, very, very abusive. I think I think there was an article that I was reading earlier that yeah, CBR was doing. Oh, eat me with the ad blocker stuff. Okay, I can keep reading. Ad. But yeah, crumbling anime industry asks SAG AFTRA to speak some sense to youth. So I simply don't watch. Ah, come on, the big girls need love too. Um, mm, how does that not seem right? Like my setup seems weird. Man, did I just cut my head off? Oh well. We'll leave it like this. But yeah. Oops. Damn it. Y'all aren't supposed to see behind the screen. Ignore the man behind the curtain. But yeah, crumbling anime industry asked SAG-AFTRA to speak some sense into youth Jujutsu Kaisen's. Oh, where is? Hello, Raquel. How are you?
Hello, Ronan. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just out here streaming, pretending like I know what I'm doing over here.
I know the feeling. Like, am I doing this right, or am I putting myself in a deep water?
Yeah. Like I was showing behind the scenes stuff that aren't supposed to be shown because I'm sharing my screen accidentally.
Ooh.
So, boo. It's all right. Wasn't anything crazy.
Hey, chat.
Just YouTube passwords.
Ooh, definitely have to. Might be a good idea to. No, actually, yeah, definitely a good idea to change those.
But I like it. It's a funny password.
What, Snuffleupagus? Snuffleupagus?
Um.
Don't
Oh
say it!
Jesus.
Don't say it!
I might have actually forgotten it because I keep everything auto signed in on
Oh,
my
I do
PC.
too, but I have a whole freaking list of passwords that I have saved on my computer. Like, I should really write these down just in case my computer gets corrupted.
Yeah, like I've got a notepad with my Twitch password on it because I don't use Twitch that much.
I don't either, really. I don't really get any like interaction that much as I do on YouTube, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like Twitch has gone so far downhill. What probably I would say in the last 4 to 5 years.
Right. I have like 30 subscribers, right?
Yeah,
These and all like I've been streaming on there for like on and off the past couple of years. And I usually just get one person talking in the chat, and most of the time it's just one person watching, and that's it. And like,
you are
and
old
from what I'm,
tits.
um, from what I've been told, like he should go and familiarize yourself with the community on Twitch. Like, I don't really know anybody on Twitch like I do on YouTube.
Same. Like, like so I started streaming way back in 2011, 2012, and Twitch was the first place that I started streaming at. I really, 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 really wish I had taken the time to keep up with it back then. Because hell, who knows where I would have been by now, especially
Right.
getting at the ground floor at
Well,
streaming, which was insanely new at the time.
I didn't know about the streaming thing until the fall of 2020, really.
Oh, you talking to Raquel?
Who, me? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely
Let's
will put
see.
my link in the chat. I don't really talk anime that much on my main channel, unfortunately. I would like to. Maybe something I can really focus on more next year.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've noticed that a lot of people are moving towards the anime chat and stuff like that.
I
Uh,
don't have a wrench, so if Ronan, if you can put my link for my main channel in the chat, I appreciate it.
yes, I am doing that right now. They've apparently updated the site, so it's really
Yes,
annoying.
they did. For some reason, YouTube thought like when you go to your profile or someone else's profile, you'll notice that they got rid of
There we
the
go.
about and the channel tab completely gone.
Yeah, it's
Because
moved
then
now to like a
they
hidden
said
thing.
it's what did they said? To make it much cleaner. Um,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. It was already cleaner as is.
Yeah, I mean, having a tab was absolutely fine, I felt. But yeah, now to like
Now
let's see.
I'm just seeing the community live
Yeah.
playlists, podcasts, videos home. I don't see the channels or about tab anymore.
Yeah, like they've added it to like this weird
Yeah,
place
like
like right
it
next
should
to
be
your
like
name.
the channels tab and the about tab should be right next to the community tab, but they got rid of it totally. So if you want to see someone's profile, I had to click that little arrow that is underneath um your name or someone else's name.
Yeah.
I don't get it. They should have left it as is. You're just making it more confusing.
Yeah, I was very confused. I was actually watching somebody when it changed and updated, and I was like, nah, they ain't changed it.
I had bad timing on that one because I updated my description on my profile and it and I saw the about thing, the about tab was gone. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I can't even get to my own channel easy anymore because it used to be
Right, like let's see, if
uh
you go to like YouTube, oh it'll say like you or your channel.
yeah.
Um uh they got rid of the library button. Um it's just your channel now. If you go click under if you click the your avatar in the right corner, it says view channel or Google account.
Yeah, switch accounts, sign out, studio, purchase that membership.
Speaking of YouTube Premium, they're really cracking
Ugh.
down on the ad blockers on this site, which is apparently
Yeah.
illegal.
Oh, ad blockers are not illegal.
No, what YouTube doing is illegal.
Oh yeah, that yeah. Yeah, I don't it's annoying. It's like really annoying that they're
So
cracking
they're
down
really
on all
pushing
that.
for like YouTube Premium here.
Yep, they want it and what is it? I think let's see. People premium where is it? Well, I thought I could find out how much it was. I've still got my 1 month because I refused to. Oh, here it is. Individual $13.99 a month, or $140 a year. Family $22.99. That is such a weird number too. Then they have a student for $8 a month. That's what I would like. If I had to get it, I would love to figure out how to like cheese this student version and just pay $8 a month.
Mm. Yeah, family is 29. No, sorry, I read that wrong. 22.99 a month.
Yeah,
Individually is well 13.99 a month, and student is $7.99 a month.
Add up to 5 family members,
Yeah, only 5. Like,
ages
really,
13
only
plus.
5? Should it like? Can you up that to like 8 or 10 at least?
Yeah, I mean that it should honestly, if you're paying that much, it should be unlimited, in my opinion.
Right. I
It's about like
agree.
this Netflix thing where they're cracking down on you sharing passwords.
Yeah, they did that, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Disney Plus is no, not Disney Plus. Actually, no, wait. Disney Plus and Netflix are raising up their prices for
Oh
subscriptions.
yeah. Yeah, like Disney used to be to me a pretty good deal because it was like what 6.99 when it first came out, and you got Disney, Hulu, and National Geographic, I think,
Right. Like I
all for
know if
that.
you have Amazon Prime and you want to watch some kind of like Paramount movie, you have to pay for that Paramount. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, yeah. I feel we're in a very weird place right now for streaming,
Definitely, yeah.
because I don't. I think it's not making the money for them that it was.
I guess it's the
Eh,
same thing for YouTube.
oh God, yeah. But YouTube's never made money for Google. The reason YouTube stays around is because of data collection,
Uh,
and that's exactly what Google is now. It's into the collecting people's data and selling it off, and that's where it's making the money.
mm-hmm. And especially with YouTube Premium, which they're trying so hard to push.
Yeah. And hell, there's creators that I see that, they benefit nothing from anyone having a premium membership other than I think they will get a portion and the person doesn't have to watch the ads.
Mm,
But they are shilling premium like it is this god tier subscription service. And I'm like, no. I mean, YouTube should be free. You know,
right.
I granted I think most entertainment should be free, but then again, I get that the people out here making the entertainment, especially doing this myself now for a little while, it you know, the monetary portion would help to do some more interesting things. But I mean, there's YouTubers that have made amazing businesses out of this. Like just one that sticks out of my head is Linus of Linus Tech Tips.
Mm.
He's made an absolute empire off of this, but he's very business savvy.
Speaking of like Netflix, I don't know if it's still there anymore, but like I would say several years ago, near either Walgreens or CVS, there used to be like a red box rentable, the red DVDs for.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really know if it's there anymore.
Hmm. Redbox, I think, still is around. I've still got several in my area. I don't really think anybody uses them anymore.
Mm,
Not a lot because what they ended up upping their price on their rentals. Instead of it being $1, I think they upped it to like $3 or $4
hmm.
a movie.
Oh, Redbox is still around. Okay, I haven't really checked to see in my local area they're still at that Walgreens or CVS store or not. I'm assuming so. Like I haven't been there around a while, so
Yeah, but since you are here, I do got a question. What do you think makes an anime fan, Raquel?
oh well. Let's see here. I would go for my own experience. Well, if you want something that is non superhero like Marvel and DC, and you want some kind of something different and has a different art form, yeah, try out anime.
Yeah, but like, um, so I was talking earlier about how I've been seeing a lot of more anime creators talking about how the One Piece live action and Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen has brought people, has made new anime fans, and honestly, I would argue that has has those shows really made new anime fans, or has it made fans of those shows?
You know what? I've been like, to me, I say it's part of two things of a
Hmm.
whole, really. One of is yeah, we are getting new fans that are like discovering anime and manga, mostly because the state of the Western entertainment and Marvel and DC. Um, but at the same time, there are new anime fans that discovering new stuff. Through, let's say, Dragon Ball Superhero, or Alita the Battle Angel. What's another good one? Yeah, that's all I have in my head right now. Or yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we all definitely have to start
somewhere. Yeah,
somewhere.
like
Yeah, I mean,
for me, it was like back in the day. Uh, I remember seeing this TV show, and I thought it was a cartoon at the time, but no, it wasn't. Ronin Warriors.
yeah,
Yeah, Ronin Warriors. And like, this is completely different from when we see with Batman and Spider-Man and Superman. Um and then like from there I found Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Yu Yu Hakusho, Rooney Kenshin. I'm like, what is this? And discovered it was called anime. It was on Cartoon Network, within Adult Swim, and within Adult Swim, Toonami. So in the program within the program,
right.
it was just making it any more confusing as it is.
By the way, you can
Oh
watch
yeah,
all of Ronin Warriors on YouTube. Uh, but yeah, um, yeah. I mean, we do all definitely have to start somewhere. It's definitely, you know, uh, I guess taste. But I guess
yeah.
when I think about it, I think how Star Wars fans talk about new versus old fans. Like, what makes an old fan? Is it because Star Wars kind of has, how to say it, three generations of fans? You
Mm-hmm.
have the original trilogy fans, you have the prequel trilogy fans, and then you have the sequel trilogy fans.
Right.
And
Let's see here. Like, how old is Astro Boy? 60s, I think.
um
1960s.
I definitely one of the first ones that was out. Where's that list at? Let's see.
If I'm right, it has 1960s.
1963.
Ah, so it was in the 60s.
Manga 1952.
Yeah, so like I'm not too familiar with the anime back in the 60s. Let's see here. There's another one I would like to get around to eventually. Yeah, Kevin the White Lion was in the 60s as well, which Disney kind of ripped off.
Yep.
Like, no, 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 we didn't rip we no, no, we the Lion King did not rip off from Kimba, right?
We didn't rip off Kimba at all. I mean, there's so much stuff that it. This is where a lot of people started. You know, um, older fans, but I mean,
Right.
these are cartoons and stuff. But every one of these paved the way for the stuff we get later on.
Definitely, definitely. Does it say how far does it go back?
It goes all the way back to 1940.
Whew, 1940, man.
Yeah, like these weren't even like really animes. These were more like shadow puppets.
Right.
But but uh but yeah, I mean, I do think we should embrace like new fans of anime, but
Definitely. Like, show them what real entertainment is, not this political woke crap that we have entertainment, Western entertainment nowadays.
oh, you didn't even see some of the stuff that no. What am I trying to do?
Ooh, a little sneak peek.
Chubby girl mystery rom com, plus size misadventures in love.
Oh.
This is getting an anime.
I'm wondering what the response is there.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Oh.
That's behind the scenes Twitter stuff that I'm not leaking that, but I can't
Understandable.
find it. Plus size misadventures in love.
Aw.
So I mean, it the things that we kind of hate about Western media now, I feel is getting pushed in Japanese animation. And that was something, I think there was an article last year that I read that the then Crunchyroll was trying to get the Japanese industry to be like acclimate to what they thought was appropriate. And I can't sometimes. Like, I don't know what I will watch if they actually change what anime is. And I think that's the thing that really gets on my nerves is that the newer fans, they don't want to do any of the give and take. They just want to do all the taking and change things to their sensibilities. Like, there's a few things I get. Like, I get wanting to, kind of get the the idea or the what lolly can be perceived as out of anime and manga because it can become problematic, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that lolly has been explained to me that it is just short women and short women exist, and I understand that.
Well,
But
yeah, I'm one of them. I'm a short woman. I'm 5'2". I have to get a
five
freaking
two,
step ladder to reach the third shelf of my kitchen.
my gosh. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I get that, but like if you with the way anime is becoming, like it's getting more mainstream.
Yeah, I remember like in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was really mainstream. Like,
Yeah,
you were pretty much like considered a freak, an outcast, a loser.
I
um,
mean,
from
let's.
liking anime. People would just give you the weird look of side eye. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, those Japanese cartoons. sometimes that southern
Weirdly
accent just
enough,
works.
though, what you think about it, Pokemon was really popular back then with school kids. Weirdly enough.
Jesus Christ, Titch, your wife is 6'1"? She's bigger than me. That's a, anyways, yeah, anime was like you were definitely seen as a weirdo for liking anime, and I mean, even still within the anime community today, there are people that I feel are so outside of the norm when it comes
Right.
to being a part of anime
Right. Like
that
I
yeah,
remember, like, back then there were no such thing as anime conventions.
no, like there was, it was almost like comics when they started, like in basements of um hotels. Like I remember Stan Lee talking about that, how some of the first conventions that he went to was just a bunch of them getting together and having them, in hotels, which honestly sounds strange when you think about it. You got older men in the basement of a hotel and little kids coming to see them.
Hey kids, want a piece of candy?
Right. And I mean, Stan was a perv. Like, I think that's the whole. If I'm remembering right, that's the whole reason the Pamela Anderson comic or show ended, because she hosted it with Stan Lee, and she
It's like
said
a
Stan was such a huh.
Stripperella or something like that. Was that
Yeah,
that
yeah, it was
cartoon?
Stripperella.
Yeah, Stripperella. Yeah.
Yeah, and she quit because of how much of a perv he apparently was.
Stan Lee? Oh
I
come
know.
on.
I know. He made a porn star quit his show. I don't know whether to be impressed or
Guy's
or
married, happily married with you know, back then happily married with his wife.
yeah, but at the same time he was, I mean, Stan being definitely from a different generation and having that kind of fuck you money at the time as well.
Right.
He just it I could see it. I could, but you know, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what makes an anime fan too, is that helping. I guess we kind of feel, maybe not entitled is not the right word, but we feel a sense of pride when it comes to anime, because hey, we have helped this thing along. We've been in the fandom for so long that we feel that we've helped build it up, even though that maybe we're none of us have any hand in it outside of buying a DVD or a manga. And maybe that's where kind of a disconnect between new fans come along too, because it's like you don't really have a right to say that you know what we're doing is wrong because you haven't been here. And that's kind of like, I kind of see it with new Marvel fans and new Star Wars fans, that they come in and it's like, oh, they act like they've been there for the past 20 years, when they might have not even heard of Star Wars until what was it, episode 8? I forget which one was the sequel trilogy. 8, 9, and 10. No, 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 they're not. Yeah, I definitely really agree with that. Is that if we if older fans didn't watch, we would not have what we have today. Like, there would be no Jujutsu Kaisen, there'd be no Demon Slayer, there'd be none of that. The really beautiful animes that we see today. But but yeah, I mean, again, like we definitely should, to an extent, embrace the newer fans as well. Because I mean, in order for this thing to stay sustainable and grow, it's going to have to continuously have newer fans, because we're not. I mean, any industry that doesn't see growth is stagnant, and a stagnant industry will die.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
No, I there's too much stuff that is unfinished that I have enjoyed, that I would be very, very sad if it died.
To be honest, I don't see that happening.
The industry is in a weird flux right now.
Right.
I think what was it? I had this article pulled up earlier. Uh,
Crumbling anime industry ask SAG
SAG
AFTRA to
AFTRA.
speak some sense into youth.
Yeah, it's a CBR article.
Crumbling anime industry. Hmm.
Um I've read a few articles in the last couple of weeks, definitely dealing with abusive companies. I'm sure you've seen a few things in the last couple days about how some of the animators at Mappa, probably one of the biggest studios right now, our most well-known studios, I should say, that like the the workers are speaking out because of the horrible conditions that they've been put under for the last 2 3 years.
So it's like a anime industry strike. Talking that possibly might happen here.
Not yet. I did read this earlier. There's a version of SAG-AFTRA, which is the writers and actors guilds here in the states. There's a version of it called Nippon Anime and Film Culture Association, NEFCA. NAFCA. Not as catchy. Also, not a legit union because they're not registered. Which, I mean, personally, I'm not. I don't buy into the idea of unions. I really think they're more detrimental than helpful.
Hmm.
I know that the SAG AFTRA, they just got everything for their people, which seems like a win to them, but it seems more to me like a band aid on a situation that wasn't exactly fixed. I mean, the writers and actors got what they wanted, but I, I think the industry is changing so fast that what they just got, they might have just screwed themselves over. But but one of the big reasons why I don't subscribe to unions is because I don't like people talking for me. I have family, I've had friends that have been part of unions. Definitely, they weren't happy with what would happen because, yes, unions can get you more wages, but at the same time, the higher wage, you also still have to pay your union reps and the union for whatever. So it's not like you actually get to keep all that money that they just got you. You kind of just you're giving it back to the union representative. So it's like one person is getting the money versus everyone, which is what the union is supposed to be for. Then they make really ridiculous demands that keep you from working. They tell you when and where you can work, and I'm not for that. And it might also be, I'm Southern. I live in the South. Unions are not a real big thing down here. We still have like the electricians union, the nuclear workers union. Um, I think the railroad workers union is here. Um, I'm trying to think of a few others, but I can't pull them out of my head right now. But yeah, I don't subscribe to them. But at the same time, when I read stories like this, like especially within the anime industry and how the workers are being treated, but that could also have something to do with the Japanese government and how the because they don't really have a lot of workers' rights over there that the government has kind of taken up the mantle to make it better for them. So that's how they get exploited the way that they do. Unions used to be useful, now they're just another boss. Yeah, like at a point in time, we needed unions. Like when child labor was a thing, yeah, definitely needed unions to stop that when people were being sent into the coal mines without any protection and basically no quality of life, to work a coal mine. Definitely. I mean, I'm sure most of us have seen the picture of the I think it's steel workers or building workers in New York that built the Empire State Building, and how they were like 40 stories up with no safety harnesses. I mean, scary ass picture, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure unions changed that because I've surprisingly they didn't have a lot of deaths from what I remember reading about that, but that's neither here nor there. That was still insanely dangerous. Like, an employer shouldn't be able to make you do something dangerous and be able to threaten your job if you refuse to do it. But yeah, so what was this article saying again? Was established on April, blah, blah, blah. That's just the establishment on the government to improve standards while raising wages, improve production lines for overworked staff. Also, priorities. Fukumiya highlighted that the animation industry is crumbling because of the lack of staff, while Nishi stated that while frustration is piling up, nobody will actually do anything. Is hoped that NAFCA can foster connection, creating a community and developing links like go beyond just animation. Okay, so basically, what they were talking about was how no one's really wanting to get into the anime industry because of how exploitative apparently the anime industry is.
Hmm.
And, I definitely find that as a disturbing revelation. I mean, I definitely don't want these people working to death.
Mm-mm.
But at the same time, I kind of want my anime.
I know, right? And the
Oh,
manga as well.
oh God, yeah. The manga industry is insanely cutthroat. And what is it? Jump has made it that way to where you can't. You have to put out like something so excellent to make a living within the manga industry because there's so many mangas that we don't even get because of how just cutthroat it is. We really only get I wouldn't exactly say the cream of the crop, but we get kind of the mangas that pass the certain scale that they're looking for.
There's like a lot of manga out like they're not available in the US I would like to get my hands on. And for a long time, I really want I read the manga online and but it wasn't available on paperback in the US. And for a long time, it was like that for a long time until recently. and now it's finally on paperback in America. Maybe you've heard of it. Adventures of Dai,
Oh,
Dai.
yes. Yes. That is a yeah, that's actually a remake right now of an anime, of an older
Mm-hmm.
anime.
For a very long time, the you could not get the manga in the U.S.
Yeah, Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been meaning to start this too because it looks good.
I love the manga. I would definitely read it again.
Yeah, I actually just did a story a little while ago that Hajime no Ippo, boxing manga, just has never been released in the U.S., but it is like insanely huge in Japan, and it's been going longer than One Piece.
Wow.
It actually has. Let's see if I can actually pull it up real quick. I'm in pictures. I don't want pictures. I want like manga chapters. Well, shit. Do. And it's still going too. 131 complete on eBay. That's not even if it's probably fully complete. But I mean, what is it? One Piece just reached is just barely over 100 after last year. But this has never been printed in the U.S. and it just started getting an English translation last month, and it's only available to read in English on I think it was Manga Now. I think it was. But yeah, but we've never gotten this, and there is an anime, and it was like the first season was dubbed, but there's 3 seasons of it, 3 seasons of it, and it's amazing to watch. Um, I'd really like to actually read it. Um, and there's another one too called Kingdom.
Oh,
Uh,
that
th-
one. I've been watching that. I think I watched I think
yeah,
3 seasons so far with that one.
I started the first season of this watching it. I need to get back to it, but the 5th season is about to come in January.
Hmm.
So, and I mean, again, another one that's been going strong. And I would say that the storytelling in this and Hajime no Ippo far surpass any of the popular animes and mangas that we have here in the U.S. They're just done that good, and they're very entertaining too. Why we've never gotten them, I have like zero idea. I think it deals with licensing is why we haven't gotten them, but yeah, yeah, Kingdom, really good watch. Look who it is! It's Tim. By the way, Tim, if you want to come in and talk, the
Hey, Tim.
link is in the descript or chat above pinned. It's open mic. Only Dragon Ball TOS is canon. Jesus. Tim and his Dragon Ball. I don't know. I don't know, man. I still question if Dayama's gonna be any good. Have you seen the trailer for that yet, Raquel?
Which trailer?
The Dragon Ball Dayama, the new
Yes,
series that'll be coming out.
yeah, I have watched that. Um, can't wait to see it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing my best to keep an open mind to it. It's definitely not the series that I was wanting to see next. I was very much wanting to see a continuation to Super, just because I mean it was the newest one. Even though I, I really wasn't feeling Super there towards the end, but yeah, I hope it does well. To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
but it depends on how they're going to treat it. Like, are they just going to make everybody chibi and then have a really serious story, or is it just going to be a silly 12-part series?
Hmm.
Because I mean, I really don't know how people can, like, there's big TBZ fans saying that, oh, this is not the second coming of GT. Don't say that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't know how you couldn't say it's not the second coming of GT. They're chibi. Like, I'm curious on the wish that gets made, because it's like some characters just get like shrunk. Oh, where was he? Master. I wanted to show Master Roshi. Yeah, so there's Ox King, obviously, but he looks like a young kid. And then there's Master Roshi, looks like young Krillin. But like everybody looks like they're the same age is the thing. I look at it this way: if anime stopped tomorrow, we'd still have 30 years of anime to watch and 200 years of Jesus Christ! You're not even joking, man. I mean, yeah, if anime was cut off tomorrow, yeah, we'd have so much to watch and read. It's ridiculous. On the defense about it, but I will see. Yeah. I mean, that's all we can do is give it a chance. Yeah, like what is the age range of people here? Because then you have Goten and Trunks as babies. I don't understand what it's doing. I don't know. It massively confuses me.
Hmm.
Although I do like that pole handling. I mean, it it looks good. But yeah, I don't know about it. They're gonna recreate the Goku Vegeta battle for the millionth time. But yeah, that's all we can do is just give it a chance. Just like I'm gonna be giving that Yu Yu Hakusho live action a chance here in about 2 weeks. Have you seen that live action trailer yet?
No, I haven't really seen it.
Ah, you haven't seen it yet. Let's see. Can you hear that?
No, I don't.
Oh
hear
wait, I think I
anything.
just screen shared. Hang on a minute. There it is. Now it should work. How's that?
もしかして俺死んでる
Always got to be careful with the Netflix though. They'll shut down a
They'll
stream
get-
real quick.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Muppet Babies version. Ah, you had to say Muppet Babies. I liked the Muppet Babies.
浦飯祐介
Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is like my favorite anime of all time. I'm about 2 volumes from completing the manga, but the anime does so much better than what the manga does. There's just scenes that hit so different in the anime than in the manga.
お前を生き返らせてやるその代わり霊界探偵をやってもらいたい生き返れるんだから断る理由はないだろ
Some of it I don't know like where it's going to be at. Like I don't know who this guy is supposed to be. I was watching somebody say it might be one of the infected humans from the Saints Beast art. But I don't know. Because those humans were more like zombies. This guy is kind of like, hey, I can Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon you now.
生き返れるんだから断る理由はないだろ
こんな俺を信じてくれる奴らがいるってな
And I've criticized for a little while too about the people they've chose to play the actors or the main cast. They kind of look more like a Korean pop band than you know a badass shonen street punks fighters.
That's the thing with live action. You know, you can go get so close to the actual animation.
Yeah, I'm hoping after seeing it or after things really get started that it won't bother me as much.
がいるってなしがみついてでも守る
トグロ新しい仕事の依頼だ面白い案
Insanely surprising to me. I don't know how much you know about Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, I love your show.
Oh,
like
okay,
I
okay,
watched the whole
cool.
thing.
Nice. So that makes this very much easier. So I mean, so you know how far in Toguro and them in the Dark Tournament gets introduced.
Oh yeah, especially the guy on this filter. That guy's uber freaky.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think younger Toguro is his name.
yeah, I think there's a good, but I like that they shrunk him down.
Yeah, see,
And they have this whole thing going on with them. I like that. Like, I was a little afraid that they weren't going to try to do this. Like, they were just going to have his brother constantly standing next to him.
けどね。
but he's got a real freaky scene here in a second. There he is. Someone actually said that, they might try doing maybe because, I mean, obviously you've seen it, so you know how kind of off this is already with who they're fighting, because so far they've not shown anything really from the Dark Tournament except for the island earlier. So they are going to be changing it up. It's just going to depend, like with the One Piece live action, I think it's going to depend on how well they kind of mix things together. Because, I mean, the One Piece live action, there were definitely things changed up compared to the way that it was done in the anime and manga. And that really looks like what they're doing for Yu Hakusho. The best way that I'm going into this is I'm going to treat it kind of as like a reboot to the show instead of what it probably should be is maybe a more faithful adaptation. Well, the introduction of certain characters, I think, is what I might have an issue with. I love the action that we're gonna have.
Kuwabara.
Yeah, unfortunately, this guy does not lend himself to Kuwabara the best. But that's definitely one of the. It's supposed to be one of those demon tigers from the Saint Beast,
Right.
that Kuwabara fights, but that doesn't look like a tiger.
No. I wouldn't know if that was Kuwabara if it wasn't for the blue suit.
Right? I mean, they don't have the pompadour. They don't have red hair.
Nope.
Like, out of everyone, they did Kuwabara the worst.
Oof.
And I just... And then this right here, too. This was what really tipped me off they were going to be changing it. Because these three never fought Toguro.
Not
at all.
together. Not till the tournament, really.
Well, I mean, the only team up that ever happened was Toguro and younger Toguro and Yusuke and Kuwabara. That was the only time that there was like a tag team fight. Then after that, everything was a one-on-one. So, I mean, this is a change that I hope doesn't affect it too much. I really think that they made the spirit gun look like the Rasengan from Naruto by making it spin. Instead of just like giving us a pure spirit orb. But I guess they're doing it for flair. I still can't believe we're getting it this year.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, I'm excited to a point. I've watched a few people say some things about it, and I get the concerns, I get the excitement. I'm not overly hyped for it, but I think anything Yu Hakusho I'm going to be happy about.
That's why I'm so iffy with live action anime.
Oh yeah.
It has to be done well, or like it's not going to be as good. And with Netflix anime, they do sort of like have a track record with their live action anime not being good or on point with the anime, which is a given at this point because, like I said, you can only get so close to the source material from the anime.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, you can't. The reason I like anime so much is because of the spectacles that you can have within it. You know, you can draw a character to do anything. You can't have a live action person do what's done within anime. And I think that that is something that we can take away from the One Piece live action is that if you play it a little more straight instead of trying to make it like a perfect adaptation or a perfect anime adaptation, you know, I think that's the right way to go. Unfortunately,
Hmm.
is you make it, I guess, real. I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Because I mean I really dislike live action adaptations, but at the same time I know they're going to keep making them regardless. So I think I would rather have something good instead of something not good. Ah, there it is.
Hmm. I mean, the one that like I liked that it was really done well was Alita the Battle Angel.
Oh yeah, I
Hmm.
I think Alita is 100% probably the best adaptation that we have of an anime. Now I really need to read the manga, but you know, with manga like drawing fights, it's only a couple panels that you're drawing, whereas with anime, you know, you're drawing multiple panels to make that fight come to life. And then with the live action, uh, you're having to choreograph all the actors and get the sets right and stuff like that. I think that's another thing with live action is you got to get the feel right too. You got to make people believe that you're in that world and it's not just a set. And I guess that could really be said for any movie or anime is you got to make it believable.
Hmm.
Oh man. Eh, but ah no, don't want to do that. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here, Raquel.
All right,
Uh,
sounds good.
what you got coming up?
All right. I think later on this weekend, which is tomorrow, um I'll be playing on my gaming channel, which is Raquel SSG 2211 Gaming, Gotham Knights and Hogwarts Legacy, and then on my main channel, next week I'll be reviewing and talking about the Santa Clauses season 2, episode 3 and 4, and that's
Oh,
pretty much it for me.
how's that been, by the way?
So far so good. I do need to watch episode 3, which came out like 2 days ago, and then I'll watch episode 4 when it comes out next Wednesday.
Cool. I gotta binge the Scott Pilgrim anime that came out today.
Ah.
I was actually a fan of the live action movie, and they got every single cast member back for the anime.
Hmm.
So yeah, you got Michael Cera doing Scott, Brie Larson doing Envy, Adams, Chris Evans doing, oh, I forget the character. He did the action movie guy. But yeah, like everybody's back. So I think that was really cool that they were able to do that.
Awesome. I'm not really familiar with Scott Pilgrim.
Definitely like one of those American comics slash mangas, however they want to classify things now. It got popular pretty fast. It kind of revolves around old school 8-bit and 16-bit gaming for the most part. Kind of a beat 'em up turned to manga, turned to live action, now turned to anime, and it looks pretty good actually. Let's see. Pull up the trailer real quick for it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, called Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. Was what was it? Netflix exclusive? You can definitely see the anime inspiration shining out. Yeah, it's just freaking silly. What's wrong with Scott Pilgrim anime tits? It's freaking awesome. I mean, I'd rather see something like this than, the West or Netflix try to ruin, a good anime or a good manga.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot they were in a band too called Bomb to Bomb, or wow, what was that freaking bomb called in Mario?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dang, Thanksgiving is like next Thursday. I need to get my shopping done.
Huh?
Thanksgiving is next Thursday. I need to get my shopping done.
Oh, okay. Well, I will play that outro and
No. I'm just saying, like you don't. I was just saying.
Oh, Did I not have that showing? Why? Why do I do this?
I didn't know. I thought you were just like looking for something. I didn't know you were playing a video.
Yeah. I was playing this the whole time.
Oh,
Professional. That's what I am.
noob alert!
I'm so sorry. My bad.
Whoops.
Yeah, this was the Scott Pilgrim anime. My bad.
Anime. It looks like a cartoon.
Yeah. I can't believe I went through that whole thing almost and it wasn't even pulled up.
Whoops.
Boo. Boo. But this is why people watch live streams, for the boomer moments. But yeah. This is what it looks like.
I don't really see where the anime is coming from. To me, it just looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably closer to, I'd say, Steven Universe. But, I mean, Steven was kind of anime inspired, just very basic drawings, though. But
I don't see how that's anime inspired, but okay. Oh, that's today. What do you know?
Yep, just came out today. That's why I need to binge it. Sex Bomb. Thank you, Tits. That's what it was. But all right. Veritex, you're late. You're so late. We are wrapping up. The anime reminds me of something from the arcade. Yeah, I like it.
Well, Rhoda had a boomer moment.
Anyways, yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna get out of here. Definitely be sure to check out Raquel, her and her gaming channels. She is a great person to watch and listen to. And if I get time, I'm gonna try to stream some games this weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been I ain't really been able to stream through the week because of all the craziness of the holidays and personal life. So the weekends are kind of downtime for me. So I'm trying to get some gaming in. I'm not sure what I would play right now though. I keep wanting to get to the One Piece Pirate Warriors, but then I look at other stuff. But Raquel, thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks for the invite.
Thanks
for the invite.
No problem. And guys, thank y'all for being in the chat. Let's see, what are we gonna use? I don't want to use the old outro. That gets claimed too often. Let's see, let's use the Curao.